I thought I would never see this in my entire life, but Blu-rays, did they just become the top selling HD format? Well, let's get into it. So, because Blu-rays are the top selling HD format this week, we're actually going to go over the top 20 selling Blu-rays instead of the top 20 selling 4Ks. But the Blu-rays and 4Ks do match up with some similarities. But let's get into this HD format, and we got them banger bangers. So, here at the bottom, we're going to have Venom The Last Dance from Sony Pictures, of course. I enjoyed my 4K steelbook of this one, so to see the Blu-ray still selling, that's pretty awesome. It's a Venom movie, action fun, one of the better Sonyverse movies. Next up, we're going to have Red One from Warner. Surprised to see this one selling during this season. I would think more, during the winter holidays, but I guess it did just come out the physical not too long ago. I actually thought that was a fun family holiday movie, so eventually I'll pick that one up on a discount too. Next up, we got the Hunger Games 5 film collection from Lionsgate. I believe I've been seeing this one in Walmart. And the Hunger Games, yeah, they're actually all pretty decent movies from the ones I've seen. I'm excited because I believe they're working on a sequel, so can't wait to see where the story goes next. Kind of like Mortal Kombat, but for kids. Next up, we got Craven the Hunter. Sony Pictures, of course, and I actually liked Craven the Hunter a lot more than most. I know people hate on this one, but I thought the action was pretty good. It was like R-rated superhero movie, and I thought they got actually some of the comic lore of Craven the Hunter right. So I was fine with that one. Next up, we're gonna have a new one with Superman and Lois, the fourth and final season from Warner. They want to make sure it's the final season, but I have not seen the show, but I think I've heard some decent things. So maybe in the future I'll check that one out. And four seasons is not too bad to get through. And next up, we got The Brutalist from A24. I know they did some fancy A24 edition of this one, but this movie did actually pretty decent at the Oscars. Had super long speech, of course, from Adrian Brody. So there are some good performances in here. I don't know if I would rewatch it a whole bunch of times, but cinematography was fantastic. Musical score, excellent. Kind of went off the rails by the end of it, but it was fine for a one-time kind of old school cinema watch. Next up, we're going to have Gladiator 2 from Paramount, Sword and Sandals movie. It's a decent sequel, not as great as the first, but there's some fun action moments. Next up, we got Tommy Boy from Paramount. So apparently, people did not like the 4K of Tommy Boy, so they just said, heck, I'm just going to go back to the Blu ray. Why not? That makes sense. But Tommy Boy, very funny comedy, of course. Next up, we got Nosferatu. 2024, of course, Universal. Once again, I thought this was a good time, kind of cinematic watch, kind of similar to The Brutalist in that aspect. Don't know how many more times I would rewatch it, but I would encourage a one-time watch. Next up, we've got Twin Peaks from Z2A from Paramount CBS. Apparently, this is a very popular show because people are buying this on 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD. I mean, is this show that great? Should I be checking this one out? You guys will have to let me know. Next up, we got a new one here with Summer Wars from Shout Studios. So that's cool. Anime title, I guess. Maybe I'll check it out in the future. Next up, we got a new one here with Companion from Warner, of course. Companion, I still think, is my favorite film of the year so far. I know we're still early-ish into the year, but I just thought that was a good movie with some sci-fi and action elements and thrilling elements. I mean, and some romance. I mean, it was a mixture of a movie for sure, but some really good entertaining performances. Highly recommend checking that one out if you want something a little bit different. Next up, we got a new one here with Love Hurts from Universal. Now, this one doesn't really do anything much new here. I did not like seeing this one in theaters. I mean, yeah, you got Ki Kwi Kwan, which is a great actor, but just didn't work in this movie. It just was pretty generic. Kind of felt like a Netflix original there. Next up, we got Wicked from Universal. Of course, Wicked's going to be selling like hotcakes for a very long time. And then next up, we got Moana 2 from Disney. So, yeah, Moana 2 was pretty popular in the theaters. I thought it was actually pretty decent. I don't know if I want to rewatch it again, but yeah, it was solid enough. And then we're getting into our top five here. We got new titles for all these ones. We got My Hero Academia, You Are Next from Toho. Yeah, I saw this one in theaters. And yeah, if you like My Hero, you're going to enjoy this one. Next up, we got a new one here of Dog Man from Universal and DreamWorks. Actually, surprisingly, a pretty entertaining family animated movie, way better than I was expecting. Some good voice talent in there, and just a fun time. So if you're into animation, family movie, definitely check out Dog Man. Next up, we got a new one here of Flight Risk from Lionsgate. I'm surprised this one is selling so much. I know some people like this one, I guess. I just could not get into it. Like, oh my gosh, that Mark Wahlberg performance was not for me. And it just felt once again like a Netflix original more than a theatrical release. So yeah, I could not get on board with Flight Risk. Next up, we got a new one here with A Complete Unknown from Searchlight. Thought it was a pretty good musical biopic on Bar with Timothy Chalamet and of course Ed Norton. Great supporting performance there. And then the number one new one here with Mufasa the Lion King from Disney. I mean, it ended up actually having pretty good legs at the theater and doing well enough there. And then apparently on physical media, it's doing well. So people do want to see more Lion King. All right, gotcha. So there we go. Those were the top 20 selling Blu rays of that previous week. Now we want to get into the market share breakdown. Let's see what the disc formats look like today. So bringing up a couple home entertainment charts for us to dive into. Ooh, okay. So yes, we have the week ending April 5th here, 2025. Wow, like I said, Blu-rays are the dominant HD format here at 31.8%. 4Ks dropped to 14.4%. So that's a big, massive difference there. I actually had a theory last time that, hey, I think 4Ks are going to be the more popular format over Blu-rays. I think Blu-rays are going to stick around that 20% marker, but I was proven wrong here. Proven wrong completely with now Blu-rays seem to be dominating, so that's pretty darn interesting. Now DVDs exactly the same. 53.8% from both weeks. So DVDs are staying at that same spot and it looks like they're going to be at least at half the market share for a very very long time. It's just super convenient and cheap for people to pick up a DVD when they're walking around Walmart. I get it. So yeah, that makes sense. But that Blu-ray 4K switcheroo right there definitely surprised me a little bit. So maybe 4Ks are just going to go down in percentage as the price goes up on them and as people kind of start going away from all the expensive premium editions where it's like, you know what, I don't want a 4K steelbook for everything. I'm okay with picking up a Blu-ray because Blu-ray still looks pretty darn amazing. So I think that's where a lot of collectors are leaning towards. Now, of course, we are going to have premium collectors that do go for the 4K. I love a good 4K myself. Now, I pick them up when they reach a deal or sale, and maybe that's why these numbers look the way they do. People are now waiting on the big sales and discounts for the 4K format. They're saying, hey, we don't need it day one. We'll wait on those. And then people that are used to picking up new titles weekly, they are going with that Blu-ray, a little bit cheaper option there. So that makes sense. So maybe we'll see Blu-rays keep rising and 4Ks keep decreasing until a sale time, of course. I think once we see a big sale, that's when those numbers will switch again. That's what I could see happening there. But once again, sometimes I get my predictions wrong, and I will keep you guys totally updated on that. But let's talk about now the future of physical media collecting. Where do these formats actually go next? So, looking at these formats, like I said, I think people are still collecting physical media out there. We are definitely a true niche market. We know that. We know overall total sales have been declining from year to year and almost sometimes quarter to quarter. When we do get in those new total sale numbers, we do cover that on this channel. But once again, we usually don't get those numbers until like quarterly updates. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. But I do think once again they're going to decrease. We haven't seen, a year where they've really spiked up. I mean, since the mid 2000s, that was kind of their peak. So yeah, physical media overall on the decline, but no worries. We still have a strong collecting niche market. We still have a couple places to shop in store, which I think those will be gone in a handful of years, but at least online we'll be able to find some of these titles. And maybe some mom and pop shops will basically pop up for nostalgic purposes in some big cities in the future for all sorts of physical media. At least fingers crossed that's what we're hoping for. But I still think, like I said, online stuff, we got Amazon, we got boutique labels. When there's a big sale time, I think we'll see a surge in physical media numbers during that time because that's when people like to really gather all their titles there. But until we see those big sales and discounts, people will be tighter on their wallets as prices increase kind of in general out there. So yeah, we'll have to see everybody what happens next. But there you go. Those are just my current thoughts right now on physical media collecting. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Why do you think Blu-rays got a big jump up and became the king of the HD formats, and 4K's just kind of toppled down there to under 15% this week. We'll have those fun movie conversations down below. Of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and make a blockbuster that like and subscribe. That way I can keep you entertained and up to date on all these physical media numbers in the future, of course. And of course, have a great day watching and talking those movies, my friends. Of course, you love this physical media topic. Go ahead and make a blockbuster next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.